Aloha and welcome back. I'm Monica from the Grom Mom, and today I'm going to do a follow-up video from our week 1, which was on parenting. Had a lot of feedback. People want to know what we do for our chore system. So this is the chore system that we've come up with. We tried quite a few chore systems for years and nothing seemed to work. Everything frustrated the kids or me. So this one's working great for us. A couple quick things before I begin. Maybe part of the reason it works for us is because we have 3 kids, and that's a lot to share the duties. If you have 2 or 1 or more than 3, I think it would work if you can cater it to that. I'll give you some ways you can do that in a few minutes. Also, keep in mind as I share this that we are a homeschool family, which means the kids are around all the time. Actually, they're not around. They're in and out all the time. I rarely have a home to myself. So with that said, I expect a lot of my boys, and I just tell them part of the privilege of being homeschooled is that they're around and they need to help pretty much in all areas of the house. So I rewrote my chore chart just to put it in some darker ink. It's pretty much exactly what we do. I still don't think you'll be able to see it well. But I will have up on my blog some photos and a little bit more information, so hopefully that will help you, and this will just give you an idea. I can walk you through it here. Also, because like I said, I rewrote it, mine has a bit more scratched writing on because through time I sometimes add a note or add a little extra to a chore, so this just gives you the real bullet point basics. So what we've got here is 3 cards on top, and these are the unchanging cards with each of their names and their every day of the year chores. So we have Luke, Jonah, and Josiah, and on each card will be a daily and a weekly list of chores. And that was a B, sorry. Okay, so their daily chores are going to be things I've already taught them how to do it. They know what it looks like, and so I just keep it real simple: make bed, put away laundry, etc. And then the weekly chores are going to be things like that go maybe from the younger to the older. It gets a little more complex. So like Luke, weekly, take the sheets off of his bed. Josiah will change all of his bed sheets, put new sheets on. So daily, weekly chores, absolutely expected. We keep this hanging up where they see it, so they pass it many times throughout the day, and if they have questions, I just say, go look at the chore chart. And so these are pretty obvious, but down below we have our rotating list, and these are going to be by area or zone of the house, list A, B, and C, and these have kind of morphed over time. We figured out what, one of them seemed really overloaded, one was too easy, so I keep adding and taking away, making it just right for us. But these are gonna rotate starting on a Monday morning, like the school week. We just start fresh on Monday, and they're also gonna have a daily and a weekly element to them. You'll be able to see on the blog where I show you a little bit more specifics. But chore list, A might be, this is the miscellaneous, so it's things like feed dogs, take out trash, daily things like that. B is going to be the living room zone, having to do more just tidying up, sweeping, if sand obviously comes in the house a lot. And then list C is the dreaded list, that's the kitchen, and that's where the kitchen person just has to make sure that dishes aren't getting piled up in the sink. They unload the dishwasher daily. After a dinner meal, they're going to help me in the kitchen. Sometimes I get to just take the night off and let them clean up the whole kitchen, the older ones being a little more capable than the younger, but that's how the daily and weekly work. And then like I said, we rotate clockwise, and pretty simple actually. I know someone out there is going to ask about pay, so I will go right into how we pay our kids for the chores. One more thing I want to note here. You mostly see indoor household stuff, and that's because I write the chore list. And if my husband wrote it, obviously it would look different. But I need help inside because I'm homeschooling them and I'm busy, and so they understand that. They also do outside work, and Dad gives them some jobs that he asks them, go do it, and they do it. Sometimes he offers them a couple dollars, and that's always motivation. But these are just the ways they help Mom inside. So when it comes to pay, I don't know what's normal, so I have no idea if this is high or low, but somewhere along the way we started paying per grade level. So Josiah being in 9th grade makes $9 a week, Jonah $6, and Luke $4. And that seems to work well for us. When I consider how much work they do, it's not very much money, but it is enough that they're able to then save up for things. And again, if they do extra work, either outside or in, then we'll give them extra pay. But when they get that money, then, back to that. they have asked, you know, well, if we're all doing the same chores, then how come I don't make as much as my older brother? And my answer to that is simply that the older you get, the more thorough you're going to do your chores. You're just going to do a better job. Josiah, I can count on to clean the whole kitchen easy. Luke is still learning to do, you know, a perfect job. And also, it's just how I do it. And I get to make that decision, so that's what I tell them. So when they get their money, we are working hard now on being consistent about using the envelope system. If you haven't heard of this, it's a great way to help them organize their money and also a great habit for future. So what we have is 3 envelopes, and as soon as they get paid, they have their giving, their saving, and their spending. And so we take that money and we start by asking them to put 10% into their giving. And that's kind of the biblical tithe amount. It's just, it doesn't have to be 10%, but that seems to work for us. And they can either bring that to church to give, or they can choose a charity, but they need to put 10% away. And it's a way for them to just remember that God gives them everything and to have a grateful heart, and then to cheerfully give back. And then the other, the rest that's left is divided halfway between spending and savings. And the savings, we have bank accounts that every so often we go and put the money into, and that's for something pretty big down the road. I tell them like a car, or just I was starting to think about camera equipment and things like that, but pretty big stuff. And then spending, they're allowed to spend on pretty much anything they want, but I do ask them to talk to me, try to make it something they've been thinking about for a while, not just candy, which they've done before, but they're supposed to keep it and let it go towards something they really want. So that is what we do with their pay, and this is our chore chart. Again, a little bit more about it will be up on the blog. I'd love to hear what you do if you have a system that works well for you. If you have more questions about this, please let me know and leave your comments. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the blog. I'm trying to do these weekly. So thank you so much for being here today. Aloha, and I'll see you again soon.